Well, good morning and welcome back to Cityline. Yep, Stuart Early is in the house. We got him over here from the Comfort Cafe. He was having a deep conversation with the crow, and now he's all warmed up to chat with us. Stuart, you are the executive director of Tahoma Bird Alliance. Yes, let's say it one more time. Say it with me. Tahoma Bird Alliance. No longer is it the name that shall not be mentioned. So it finally happened. You changed your name. When we were on the wide shot, we were talking about, I said, did you have a ton of stationery and stuff? And you said, not too bad. You kind of whittled it down some.
Yeah, we've been working on this for the last 6-7 months.
Yeah.
So we've had a long time to work through things and whittle down stationery and things like that. But you know, if things hadn't gone through, we would have been prepared to move forward again.
See, now I didn't even think about things not going through because I know you so well. I mean, when you say you're going to do something, you do it.
Well, it was a membership vote, and fortunately, 87% of our members voted in favour, which was wonderful.
Did you? Okay, so I want you to think back to the first time you started thinking about the name change. Did you ever think, flash forward 6 months, you'd be on the couch saying 87%? That's huge.
Yes, it is.
I mean, that's better than election turnout numbers.
In all honesty, we didn't think it'd be 87%. We thought maybe 66%. But what was happening is whoever we talked to in our local communities, and there were hundreds and hundreds of people, everyone was in favour of the name change.
Yes.
And I think we had tremendous support from Victoria Wooders, from the Mayor and the City Council, from Nick Bayard, who you know from Bird Note.
Bird Note, love him.
So there's a lot of support both from local communities and from the broader birding community.
Yes.
So it was, and I think that helped persuade a lot of people that it was the thing to do. But it was amazing, the voices we heard in our communities saying, yes, this is a great thing to do because the old name created barriers.
Well, see, and that's just, I remember when you were sitting on the couch when we just started talking about this, and the forbearance of people of color and what the person who founded that organization, the activities and the thoughts and the philosophies and the language was really in its infancy, hate and racism. And so I think that sometimes that's hard for white people to understand, because when I used to think about the Tahoma Audubon Society, I would think of birders, I would think of Ducks Unlimited, I would think of people with funny hats. I never knew the roots of it until you told me. So now, you are Tahoma Bird Alliance, so what comes next in that educational stream?
I think we've talked the talk, now we have to walk the walk.
You do.
And there's been some tremendous people helping us. There's Bakoda Warren in the Mayor's office.
Love him.
He has been tremendous at helping, supporting, pointing us in the right direction. And he pointed us towards the Office of Equity and Human Rights. And we talked to Mariama Suwana and to Lisa Woods, I think.
The director,
yep.
She's lovely. They're both lovely.
And they were great because they made us, we have a lot of buzzwords about diversity, inclusiveness, accessibility. But it's about thinking about what do those words really mean and what does it boil down to? And a lot of it is about being really welcoming and actively welcoming to people. And sometimes birders can be very intolerant. Not just if you are a different colour to what they are, but if you don't have the same level of birding knowledge.
Ah, so they're a little elitist.
Well, not me, but there are some.
There can be, huh?
Yeah, so it was about how do we address this? How do we get all of our people to be more welcoming, to really understand the barriers that sometimes exist for all of our folk?
Absolutely, absolutely. So how are you going to walk that walk? Or is it going to happen with a change in how you market things? Is it going to happen internally with your employees? How will we know that you are embracing that diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility?
That's a very good question. And I think it starts with looking at what we're doing and our programs and how can we make those more appropriate to a broader community appeal. And 3 programs we've started with this, our first steps in walking the walk, if you like. The 3 programs. First one is birdability. This is something which we're working with the National Birdability Network and with local partners like Sequoia Therapeutic Recreation. And it's about sort of taking people who are challenged, developmentally or physically, out into nature. And it's focusing on making parks, like where we're headquartered at Hadriana Hess, making that more accessible to all people, and also providing guides, doing bird walks for people who are challenged. And one of the most exciting things we're looking at there is this amazing setup where you link, don't ask me the technical aspects, I don't understand them. You link iPads to binoculars. So someone can be looking at birds through the binoculars and it's shown on people's iPads.
Get out.
It's amazing. And you know, if you're new to looking for birds, someone says, oh, it's over there. You haven't a clue where it is if you're not an expert. But if someone is zeroing in with the binoculars, then it's on your iPad. And what we want to do as well is have flash thumb drives so that people can have a permanent record of what they've experienced.
I am gobsmacked. I mean, the art of ornithology has just like gone through the roof that you can attach that to binoculars.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, I have on my phone, I have one for flowers. I can shoot a flower and it'll come up and tell me what the flower is. I love that. So binoculars linked to iPads, that is so cool. So when are you starting that and when's the next program, or what is the next program?
Well, we've already started doing the bird walks, and we've started working with the Birdability Network. The binoculars and iPads, we're trying to get grant funding for that, because that's not a cheap thing to put in place.
Right.
But
so listen up, grantors. Yes.
Absolutely. If anyone with any money out there who wants to support a really worthwhile thing, you know, this is a great project.
I bet.
So as soon as we have that in place, we can start doing that as well. And the next, the second of the 3 steps, if you like, is a much broader education program, trying to, especially focused in cities.
Yes.
Because kids in cities can't go out into the big green outdoors.
No.
So we want to be talking to schools in the cities and to encourage children to be kind to birds and other animals, to respect nature, and to understand how nature is really under threat. Because we need to, our next generation to be able to work together more.
Absolutely.
To actually sort of help birds and nature.
So speaking of next generation, because now I'm starting to view my life through the lens of I won't be around to see that tree go full circle. Let's talk about the 10,000 trees in this last 3 minutes. So tell us, where are we in that?
Well, it's, as you know, it came about through wanting to help City of Tacoma with their tree canopy, which is only 20%.
Yes.
Which is very low compared to folks like New York, who are 39%. So it's working with them, and the plan was we will actually try and plant 10,000 trees within a 4-year period.
Wow.
And we thought we'd start slow because we need to get our act together and make sure we're doing things properly, and we want to be planting these trees in areas where they're really needed. So we thought first year we'll aim for 1,000 trees. And they were all spoken for within 8 days.
You know, those 89% people, they are really quick, aren't they?
So within 8 days, all 1,000 trees.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, so we've now got a waiting list, which topped 500 just a few days ago.
Oh my gosh.
So we now see we can get another 500 trees to try and meet that demand.
I love
if that all works out, then we will have planted about 1,500 trees before the end of April.
That is unbelievable. Boy, can you tell that we love our trees and we love nature around here? So last 30 seconds here, let's do some thank yous, because you have had a heavy lift, and now it's time to celebrate. So who do we thank?
I think there's a number of people to thank. Bakoda Warren, we've already mentioned, Mariama Suwana, Lisa at the Office of Equity and Diversity and Human Rights. Also Sally Larson, one of our board directors, who really started the whole 10,000 trees ball rolling. And Toby Murray from the Murray Family Foundation, who first put some seed money into 10,000 trees, and his sister, Liz Morant, who also put a lot of cash into it. And probably last but very much not least, the whole process of going through the name change and getting to know our local communities. I've had a great guide in my friend and neighbour, Jamie Cook, who's an African-American man who has been able to show me some of the real challenges that face people.
I love that. Stuart, thank you for your heart, your mind, and for your unwavering faith in our world. And I can't wait to see you again on the couch.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here again.
You're welcome. Looks like Miss Kylie Palmer has snuck into our Cityline Comfort Cafe. I can't wait to hear what's coming up in our theaters. We'll be right back after this quick break.